Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Victoria 3 once more. After a very turbulent last episode, we have finally gotten rid of the Shogunate and a new era is upon Japan. Yeah, well, the devastation you see here around Edo, our new capital, of course future Tokyo, is devastated not because the volcano is, smoking, nope, because of the revolutions that we had. And we do have some major devastations in this area right now with 42% increased mortality and negative 20% state construction efficiency. It's going to take a while for this to repair, but of course that was quite important. By the way, other cities are not faring so much better. Kyoto also has some minor destruction. And we are in the middle of a new law right now with the appointed bureaucrats. This is another major step forward here with that law. And we do have right now our new government here right now, the contested government of the samurai, not very strong at the moment. Of course, the samurai, getting rid of them is another one of my goals now that we have. So we're keeping them, well, very unpopular here with high taxes as well. So it's going to be easy for us to destroy them for good then at some point, because they're also rather conservative. And we can't allow that for a nation that needs to move forward. Now, as the special privileges of the samurai class diminish, their special right to carry swords as a status symbol has been called into question. We're in 1853. I don't know if it's a bit too early for that. It's time for the right to for this right to be abolished. And with that, the samurai gets the revoked swords rights for 9 years and they lose 15% interest group political strength with that. This is pretty strong, right? 10% of my officers, though, and my servicemen become more radical. We don't have a lot of radicals right now. After the revolution, it dropped significantly down again. We were at 4 million already and we're down to 500,000 there right now. So this is not so bad. To take a samurai sword would be to tear out his soul. And we get an interest group approval and they also get more political strength again. Now, I'm a bit surprised right now that the samurai are actually Republican and they oppose monarchy and they would endorse a presidential republic. I don't know when it changed to this, because they're also jingoists, so this is a strong endorsement of the professional army, that's fine. But Republican, that's actually new to me. Not that bad. Still, we're not going to give them any further bonuses here. So we are going to, revoke the right for swords. Finally, also for the samurai. A bit early, perhaps, but still, we're going ahead with this as well. Now, economy-wise, we are right now in the glasswork business. we need a bit more glass because I need to modernize my urban centers, and glass is pretty important for that. This will give me then also more services, and with that more taxation, and also here paper mills for my additional bureaucracy that I have, and then some coal mines again to boost my engines. Right, but I think that's it for now. My investment pool is running out, so we're going to see a massive drop there in the balance again once this is the case. That should be the case now. Once the investment pool is down for good. There it is, and now we're negative again. Alright, our efforts to pass the appointed bureaucrats law have run into several classic bureaucratic hurdles. Debates rage around such lofty measures as the correct shape of filing cabinets. We will spare no expenses. This actually cost me some bureaucracy for a while. Goods and fasts. This will take as long as it takes. Enactment takes longer. Alright, but we do get bureaucracy. And yeah, I think we can go ahead with that. A bit longer is fine for me. Now, another journal entry that we have is that we need to move or push the urbanization of Japan. And right now, we only have 2 of them that are level 5, and one is close, and another one is close too. 3 are actually close. So this is something we should probably push as well a bit. We do have the new free churches here that we could go with. This would give me more clerks over the clergymen. And the clergymen are rather a smaller group, right? And based on the aristocrats, and the clerks are more like the laborers. And in this case here, I would like to change this to the free churches here. Can I do it for all at once, please? Unfortunately not. So I will need to do this now manually. urban centers, there it is, free churches please, for all of them. And transportation wise, we could go for public transportation, however, I don't have engines at the moment, so this is actually a bit of a problem there for me right now. Alright, urban centers, we do have, the next one that I could focus on is Kyushu. That would be then all the way down here. And then we have a level 3 urban centers. Let's have a look at Kyushu. What we could do here, we already have some 3 urban center buildings, so a glasswork I could push to another level. Textiles are actually quite good right now. We have coal mine here, we got the fishing wharfs. Very important, let's give it its own construction sector. So this definitely is giving us some urbanization then as well. Yeah, with the university we could start soon. This is actually a huge boost to it. And I think, yeah, why not? Let's go ahead with the first universities as well. I can do the same thing though in Edo as well. In Kyoto we have an urban center 6, so it's not that important. It will increase the consumption of papers there quite a bit. With universities, however, we get a whole new wave of academics now and laborers, and these are all very, very important. Academics, we actually have none at the moment in Japan, so this is something we definitely should push a bit. It's also boosting my research then quite a bit as well, and that's going to be more important as we're going into more expensive researches. And there is an urban center level 4, so let's also give this a university. And taxation is actually, taxation is not so great. We could also give it a government administration. That's giving me a bit of urbanization, and then perhaps increasing the paper mill there by 2 and the logging camps as well. There's lots of construction right now we need to do in order to modernize Japan forward. Alright, engine shortage is fine. The second army right now is a bit unorganized, so we can disband it. Alright, kind of like the game urges us to do a decision and adopt the state Shinto. With the restoration of the imperial household to political power, it would be wise to integrate local beliefs into an official state religion, emphasizing the emperor's divinity. Let's go ahead and do this, and with that we also boost the Shinto monks quite a way, and with 40% conversion bonus as well. And since this interest group is powerful, their interest group traits have 100% stronger traits with the Shinto monks now. And let's quickly check it out what this gives me. That's a 40% conversion, alright. And the other one would be 30% authority. So perhaps we should get them up there a tiny bit more, because this bonus here is holy cow powerful. Another change I should do in the government administration, that is we're moving away from clergymen to bureaucrats now with the next one, the secular administration. Doesn't really do that much else other than just shifting some power from the old kind of like Haimin and Shinto monks more over to the intelligentsia and the petite bourgeoisie, right? And with that they do also then gain political strength, and they're part of the middle strata. So this also doesn't change a lot, but still this is another shift towards a more secular area. And we can do the same thing then here in the academia sector, university. We don't have that yet, but for the first universities then we are also going to a secular university system. One more thing for my ports, we don't have that many yet, but we can go with a cargo port now. This will increase my clipper consumption a bit. The price stays almost, yeah, it's growing a bit, but it's not expensive yet. And we do gain more infrastructure and convoys out of that. And since of course we are aiming for an open market soon, this will be pretty important there as well. Alright, we're at 21% chance of success to adoption, so this is not so bad. This is coming along, though it's way slower than expected. And that's about it for the moment, I think, for my work modes. And yeah, we are also in the middle of building the first universities now in Kyushu. We will see it. There it is in all their glory. They're now going to consume some paper, so the price of paper will be going up, of course. There it is. The vacancies are being filled now with academics, so this is a whole new workforce that we see now in emerging in Japan, right? And they used to be the aristocrats, and now they're the academics, a new profession that is now growing. And yeah, boosting our research output, so our innovation, our qualifications. So this means that more people will switch to professions they need rather than staying in the old ones, which is very important for industrialization. And then also a nice boost to urbanization. And with that, hopefully, we will also see the rise of bigger urban centers coming up soon. And there it is. That was really long, but very, very important. And we have the appointed bureaucrats, another major step forward. And bureaucrats are appointed by rulers to serve the country's best interests in exchange for high wages. And with that, holy cow, 25% more taxation capacity and also 25% political strength to bureaucrats. And we can see this on the balance too. It jumped up to 25k there for a second and is now stabilizing around 17,000. So about 13,000 more than before with my iron frame building construction industry up and running here. So that's pretty cool stuff. With that, we can leave it permanently on now for sure as well. And yeah, we can go ahead with the next law. We do have this option here right away with consumption-based taxation. Doesn't sound so bad. While highly supported, it will mess around with my income a bit because right now we're taxing based on land. So I would like to keep this a bit longer and we move to another law in the meantime. And that, of course, the most important law that we have for the current era now is our trade policy. Right now we're still isolated. There's no trade allowed with anyone. And now I would like to move on, first of all, for the first time, to open our markets. This is a very important step also towards the restoration of Japan. And with that, we need to decide between those two here, mercantilism and protectionism. Since I don't have a very strong industry yet compared to the great superpowers, I'd rather go with protectionism so we get a nice export tariff and a nice import tariff that we need. Also, the support is just simply higher for this. Both of them are a huge upgrade towards isolationism, right? Because with that, we basically have no trade at all, and trade is just amazing for also making money. So let's go ahead and start the enactment process of the protectionism. This will take a while now again, but it should be faster than the previous one, since we do have some political powers here that actually support this as well. And that's the important thing. We have an unacceptable government right now. That's okay. It's not bad. If we reform it, do we get any bonuses? Nah, nothing at the moment. Nothing we can do there for now. The samurai is simply still too powerful there for what they can do to us. So we need to reform a bit further. Meanwhile, we are also continuing to build universities, another government administration. Another university has been finished here now. And then we probably will need to build a few more government administrations to get that bureaucracy leap there again. Probably with that, we have now a nice weapon, paper consumption starting. There it is. But it's really just tiny still. Oh, groceries also something we should push. Now, for groceries, that's the important thing. And that's the cool thing is we do need them, right? And at the same time, they boost urbanization. So I would like to have some more of them in areas where we do need, urban centers. So here we have a level 4 one. So I would like to go ahead and start a food industry in Kyushu. And up here we have an urban center level 4. So I would also like to go ahead and give me a food industry in Sendai. Alright, diplomatic tour. The ruling Shinto monks led by the charismatic Oshio has initiated a great promotional tour. The decision to focus efforts domestically or internationally has been left to the last minute. However, it's unclear if Shinto monks will do more for itself or for the country as a whole. The tour should drum up support for the Shinto monks, or it should drum up support for the Empire of Japan. Shinto monks? Not really, I think. I think not. Yeah, let's get us the influence for the Empire of Japan. And enacting... Oh yeah, protectionism is already in the consideration phase. That was also rather quick. Another paper mill we finished in Tohoku, where we, by the way, also have now a urban center level 5. Urban center for Hokkaido will be tricky. Do we need it for Hokkaido as well? That's the big question. We need to have it in more than 70% of all the empire, all the states, right? We're at 22% of that now. So Hokkaido, I think we can leave out. And the same goes with Sakhalin. With the other ones, we definitely will need to have urban centers, though, at least on level 5, right? Strangely enough, Edo does not have it yet, or Kanto. So a boost to my university is something I would like to do. And we probably could also start a whole new industry here. That we're also going to need in the future. We do have steel and motor industry. Both of them are going to be very important. However, since we have a nice harbor here with Yokohama, I would like to start with a shipyard as well. This gives me another huge urbanization boost, and it starts the production of clippers. That is something we're actually going to need the more trade routes we're going to have then as well. So let's start a shipyard there. And while we're at it for the clothes, it's actually fine. I don't think we need to boost this really. We could go another food industry. Let's definitely go for another glasswork though. Oh, come on. No, we don't really need that since we have enough glass on the market at the moment. So that's fine. Let's just hope that with the shipyard we actually get there. Biggest backward country that we have right now, state, is Shikoku, this island here, with the big beautiful cities of Tsukumo, Matsuyama and Takamutsu. And in this case here, urban level 1 is the case right now. So we can start with that, having a university here, boosting the glassworks and giving it probably, we could probably use this one here for a steel industry area. Do we have anything? It would be good for ports. Yeah, shipyard building, port level. Yeah, let's also start with a port level here. It gives me some urbanization, and we're going to need convoys soon, plentiful with the opening of the market, and perhaps also another shipyard here to just jumpstart the urban center. Yeah, and it should have its own construction sector too. Let's actually move this up. Crap! Protectionism has fared poorly in public debates, is decreased and is back in the consideration phase with a 0 success chance right now, but a 20% advanced chance, so it should not be so bad. Alright. Holy moly, that's also pretty important. Central archives. A modern state requires a good record keeping, and good record keeping requires thorough paperwork. And with that, we get 25 more taxation capacity flat out without billing any more administrations, and another +1 to the max home institution investment that we, as far as I know, don't have yet. Yep. We still need to enact this one as well. A bit more taxation comes in again, so we're using more and more of our potential, the taxation potential. Next, research is going to be a tricky one for me. We do have a bunch of options. I haven't used my production there in a while. The distillation process for the food industry is passively being finished in a few days. I don't need to worry about that. We could go for a glass boost here if we use more lead, but glass is really not the problem. The basma process for producing more steel out of coal and iron, that sounds pretty good to me, since steel is going to be my most important upcoming here. And intensive agriculture is actually pretty important because we are already, for example, struggling a bit with the grain upkeep. We have a negative now balance here, and with that we can easily boost that by using fertilization. And fertilization is also something we actually need. The fertilizer plants, for you, kid you not, for one of my journal entries here. So let's go ahead, and then the basma process as these two new ones. And we do have it then retire, end of Sakura, and industrialization. So those are the things, and I think that's looking good so far. There's the branching out. The central archives is also something we're working on right now. And yeah, suffrage would be in the path to liberalism. For now, the journal entries should be fine, as far as I can see. There's the distillation. So with that, we get a new technology that leads to, but more importantly, for the food industry, we have the patent stills now. Let's quickly have a look at that. I think we cannot go for it right away. Patent stills, there it is. It would consume some glass. It would give me more liquor and more groceries. We could also go for the pot stills, and this gives me also more liquor down the road than here. And just consume a bit more sugar. Way more important is though that we get an increased employment in shopkeepers and machinists over the normal grocery production. With the increase in shipyards across the empire, we do need a bit more wood. Fabric, strangely enough, still holds up. That's great. We need it for sales actually, and that is something I don't need to worry about. Food, groceries still, we have a very fast population growth right now, and this leads to more food consumption overall. A bit of alcohol, not really. Clothing would be something. Wood is important though, so logging camps here are already full. I think up here we still have a bit of room. And yeah, there's nothing really we could do here to boost it further. Russia has attempted to force open one of our harbors, demanding access to the port of Kanto. Fight back. Kanto gets 25% devastation. We lose some relationship with Russia, the third greatest power right now, negotiate to meet with some of their demands. We would lose prestige, or perhaps Great Britain could help us mediate this problem. We would owe an obligation to Great Britain. Let's fight back and get a bit of a devastation there, and yeah, the rest is fine. The devastation only lasts for some time, really, for I think 2 years or so. I would also like to continue with having more construction sectors, so we can have one more in Juba, especially also to boost that urbanization. One more in Shikoku, and I think here we do have an urban center 5 already. There's 5 now too. There's 5 now too, so we're really on the way there. Kanto is still missing it, so let's build actually 2 more. So 3 more upgrades to my urbanization level, and we might also give this one another port that we'll need then. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Yeah, textile mills. We can also boost this since clothes is actually in demand, and we do need more of that. This will increase to more fabrics, and for that we do need a few more animal plantations, animal farms. What we also see, a new movement has be founded, and that is the preserve isolationism and the landowners. That's the old shogunate. They want that, right? And we're still suppressing them actively. They're at 10% cloud only. Yeah, and of course we're keeping that as low as possible. I don't expect that many more radicals out of this one here. Of course, we do have some radicalization right now, thanks to all these law enactments and also demands for new laws like the consumption-based taxation and the land voting that we have here as well. The intelligentsia would actually like that if we move from autocracy to landed voting, and as we can see, yeah, there is a good chance that this actually gets through, and I'm not super against it, honestly. We would lose authority, but we would also unlock with that the suffrages. Wealth voting and census suffrage we have then down the road here. Difficult. Very good. It progressed to the adoption phase, so protectionism will soon have as well. One thing we can actually do is I could stop with the suppression of the landowners. It does cost me authority that we could use otherwise, and they're pretty weak anyway and are going to continue to lose. So in that case, I don't really need that. And with that, we can enact something again. I would still give Hokkaido a bit more migration attractions. We can use the green or grass campaign. With that, boosting its immigration a bit, because we're still not using all the gold mines here. And general staff has been passively unlocked. Having a set of officers to act as a conduit between the high command and the troops themselves allows for greater communication and effectiveness across the board for my military, and it unlocks me also a few more military techs that we are going to need at some point. Really, military is not going to be one of my focuses for quite some time there still. Now, come on. It wasn't successful. Come on. More pragmatically inclined members of the industrialists currently opposed to the passing of protectionism have offered to change their stance were they to be offered certain political concessions. Such concessions would not be popular with the High Min. And enactment chance. We could go with it. We would lose support with the High Min though for 5 years. Now, I do not consider them my greatest friends here. And, oh come on, a -3 leads us to -6 then. Yeah, with that we would actually get a 20% reduction in technology spread. This is not good at all. And we are also pretty far away from honest work and especially farmer markets. Not good at all. Compromise. We do get 10% enactment reduction. This is pretty severe as well. But we do get a bonus with them again. Yeah, I need to. I don't want to get the penalty. Right? This is just a bit of a problem there. With that, we also lost another prestige bonus. And with that, we might lose a rank here soon. Which is not a big deal, though, to me at the moment. Alright, logging camps are coming along. Then some upgrades to the construction sector. And then some more textile mills. So this is all fine. We're still waiting now on this very important law. Yeah, my universities start to work though now. That's important. That's a huge step forward. And then we continue onwards with our Empire of Japan playthrough. Stay tuned!